So the Nepo baby, the man whose only claim to fame, whose only accomplishment is being born a Kennedy, RFK Jr., wants to limit the CDC's role to infectious disease. The who swam in poop water has now decided it's up to him to determine the future of America's health. The man who was addicted to heroin, the man who had a worm doing the Tootsie slide in his brain, this has taken it upon himself to determine that the CDC's role in curtailing infectious disease, that role needs to be minimized. And who better to be the one at the helm of that minimization than a man who rode around with the head of a fucking, what was it, a shark or some kind of shit on the front of his car? A man who leaves a dead bear in a park and then self-snitches like 15 years later like it's funny? That guy, who better than him to be the one to determine America's true future? Kennedy, unfortunately, I know that family losing their goddamn mind right now. They can't believe this fuck nigga done got office, bro. I know that family is sick. They about to change their name. I know that family is sick right now. Kennedy wants to limit CDC's role to infectious disease. In a Wall Street Journal op-ed, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy defended the direction he's taken the public health agency in, saying he will restore trust. Now, just to remind all of you, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. literally came out months ago and said, "Don't take medical advice from me," on May 15th of 2025. You can't write this shit. I don't know who the fuck is running the show. Like, I don't know who's writing the story of humanity right now. Writers are doing an amazing job. Kudos to you. Y'all must be getting a raise. But like, goddamn, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of scary. A man who said, "Don't take medical advice from me," is now the man who is in charge of determining whether or not America should properly fight back against infectious disease with actual logical, rational information born in scientific research. RFK is a man significantly lacking, and by significantly I mean completely lacking, in any medical qualification whatsoever. So understand and realize how fucked. A day after 9 former directors of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention wrote that Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s actions at the agency are unlike anything our country has ever experienced, he pushed back in a Wall Street Journal editorial. Why didn't he release some kind of, like, I don't know, like, well-vetted, well-researched, peer-reviewed medical kind of presentation? Why didn't he do that? Why did he go to the internet and type up an op-ed like a pussy-ass bitch? Nigga need to go to school and learn medicine. Sitting there acting that he got time to do steroids and swim in poop water. He could go to school. The CDC was once the world's most trusted guardian of public health. Kennedy wrote Tuesday in a Wall Street Journal op-ed. You goddamn right it once was, until your punk ass showed up. Its mission, protecting Americans from infectious disease, was clear and noble, but over the decades, bureaucratic inertia and politicized science. What science you got? How does nigga gonna call something political? You don't even have a medicinal degree. You don't even, like, how does nigga gonna call anything politicized? What adjective can you put in front of your science to make it legitimate? You gonna call this shit politicized? What you got in front of yours? Educated? Peer-reviewed? No, but it's crap. Look at this. He says, "And mission creep have corroded that purpose and squandered public trust." If anybody is squandering or is about to squander public trust, it's this bitch ass, hoe ass, suck ass nigga. How could, bro, this is crazy. He argues the agency should return to its original focus on infectious diseases, shifting away from efforts to improve public health by moving programs focused on chronic disease like diabetes or heart disease away from the CDC. What the fuck? He described the nation's response to the pandemic as a quote-unquote failure. I'm not even about to read the rest of this because YouTube gonna ban my motherfucking ass for reading this shit. Oh my God, the fact that these sucker ass niggas keep using COVID as their excuse for destroying every other fucking realm of medicinal knowledge in this country, like, what in the fuck? And this is a bitch ass nigga who flew to fucking Hawaii in the midst of a measles outbreak and sat there in front of them people and said, "Well, maybe it's the vaccine causing the infections instead of the measles." How the fuck, nigga? These niggas in Hawaii were not getting vaccinated. If they're not getting vaccinated and measles is breaking out amongst them, the logical, rational conclusion would be that because they're not vaccinated, measles is taking hold in this area. Sucker ass, worm brain ass RFK somehow gathers the money, the Nepo money, to fly to Hawaii and pollute that beautiful land with his fuckery. Talking about some, well, what if we look into the vaccine being the cause? Well, explain how the fuck these niggas who are all admittedly not vaccinated are getting measles. But America, the United States, the mainland, because Hawaii is a part of the country, but how is it the mainland, the states, aren't dealing with the same outbreak? Could it possibly be because we're by and large mostly fucking vaccinated? He knows this, by the way. See, RFK, conservatives are very mystical minded people. They're not really in, these are kind of like Delulu for the Solulu type niggas, except like, you know the white girls that are into the manifestation and, you know, Delulu Solulu shit? They're harmless. These niggas are a problem, okay? RFK, Donald Trump, these problems, okay? RFK is Delulu for the Solulu, but the solution for all of us is death, okay? The Delulu is death. We're all gonna die with him at the helm, okay? RFK and the rest of them want to believe in this mystical realm reality where if humans just stopped using modern medicine, we'd all be tougher and stronger and bigger and rougher and forgetting that, like, diseases don't do that without killing off millions of people. What you're talking about, RFK, is natural selection, in which millions of people who can't handle the disease just die. They don't get tougher. They don't get stronger. This isn't an anime. It's not a fucking Nordic or Greek fantasy. It's a real this is real life. Niggas die from infectious disease, okay? The people who are tough, they don't get tougher, they just don't die. For whatever genetic reasons, they don't die from these diseases. They don't die. And their descendants are quote unquote stronger because they descend from those who weren't susceptible to death from these diseases. It's not that people got stronger, it's that the people who weren't strong enough fucking died. And even still, these diseases can still kill the descendants of those who survived. It's not an anime where, well, my ancestors survived the bubonic plague, so, you know. No! No! You about to take that risk just because? Bro, they live in a fantasy land, dog, where Elon thinks that he could just get anybody pregnant and his baby is going to be some super duper genius fucking spawn because they're his child. And he thinks if he just has a legion of Musk babies, they're all going to be the future of humanity's high IQ, like, you know, development. Like no, dog. No. No, they live in a fantasy land, G. You think these fucking elites, because RFK is an elite, he's a Kennedy. You think Donald Trump, RFK Jr., these fuck niggas, you think their kids aren't vaccinated? You think their grandkids aren't vaccinated? Not being vaccinated is for the dirty ass little nasty ass plebs. See, RFK derives entertainment from seeing the masses die from disease. See, his family, I'm willing to bet, is vaccinated, thoroughly well taken care of, rich, living in the lap of luxury. This little like playing with toy soldiers, and seeing who dies from what disease, this shit, that's for the plebs. That's for the nasty, disgusting little, you know, peons. You check? RFK Jr. is a lunatic. This man is not qualified to determine anything concerning anyone's health, not even his own. By the way, did I tell y'all he's literally a heroin head? The nigga had a worm in his brain doing the Tuesday slide. This nigga was on heroin. He's probably done every drug ever. The nigga had a dead bear and left a dead bear in a park, was swimming in poop water. This is a dude who is, I'm like, bro, this is the furthest from healthy you could possibly get. You know what I mean? And he fought with Trump. Like, you add all of that together, RFK, bro, what the fuck? And he's on steroids, by the way. What we about to, like, this is crazy. This is crazy. He's about to besmirch that family name for generations to come. I'm telling y'all, bro. RFK gonna sit there and say, don't take medical advice from me, and then sit there and determine the medical future of the country. You can't have it both ways, Robert. That little cult y'all got ain't gonna protect y'all forever. Keep it up, though. The consequences of what y'all are doing are gonna come to bear. This MAGA shit, bro, they're gonna destroy themselves. causing mass disease in this country, it's going to come back on RFK. It's going to come back on him. It is what it is, though. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, share my TikTok videos, okay? Like, you got to share the TikTok videos. It's how we going to go up, how we going to blow up. You got to share the TikToks, share the shorts, share the TikToks, okay? If you fuck with my content, that's what you got to do. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. I'm out.